player one is player one, player two, and they have choices to make. So if player one picks rock and player two picks paper, right? We know that you are familiar with the rock paper scissors game, right?
No, I'm just trying to catch up with you.
Okay, okay. So basically, the idea is that a you have rock paper scissors, right? You make
Oh.
you make
So if you cut the paper, you
no,
either
no,
get rock, paper, or scissors.
sorry, come again.
So if you cut the paper, you either get rock, paper, or scissors. Is that what it is? What's the game? Can you explain the game?
Hold on, I can't really get you. Give me a moment, please. Let me check
Okay.
something. I can't really get you.
You can't hear me?
Hold on. I think something I did. What did I do here? Oh God. I think I did. What did I set up at? All right. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So let me go to my VS Code. Okay. So the game is simple, right? You are player. If I'm player one and you are player two, right? We have three choices to make. It's either you say rock, I say paper, or you say paper, I say rock, right? So what we have to choose, you can either say rock, paper, scissors. Now, if you come here now, can, can you see where I'm at?
Yeah.
So this
Maybe
is
is
this
there a way
is
to make this big text bigger?
oh yes, yes, there is. Hold on. How did I do that last time? Oh, come on. Is it clear enough?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. So these are the rules, right? So let's say player one picks rock and
Yeah.
player two picks scissors.
Uh-huh.
Player one wins because rock can crush a scissors.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
You can use a rock to crush a scissors, so
You
player
can
one
use scissors
wins.
to cut the paper. You can
Exactly.
use.
So paper scissors. Player two wins because scissors can cut a paper. Right?
Mhm.
Now look at paper rock. Paper wins because the idea is that you can use paper to cover a rock.
But you can
That is
also
just the
use rock. But you can also use rock to crush the paper.
yeah, but the that is not, that's the rule is not really following logic. It's just that you can use
Okay.
a
What
paper.
can you use? What can you use over another one?
What can you use over
Over the other one.
the
You can
paper?
use scissors to cut paper. You can
Exactly.
use rope. paper to cover rock.
rock.
You can
Then
use. So
rock
what of
to
this? You have rock and scissors.
rock and
Rock can
scissors. Then,
break.
then rock wins.
Rock can break scissors.
Yes. So that is basically the rule of the game.
Okay.
So
Okay.
rock, rock, rock
Mhm.
against scissors. Rock wins. Paper against rock. Paper wins. Scissors against paper. Scissors wins. Then
Yeah.
if both put the same choice, then you just print at a tie, right?
Okay.
Good. So I'm going to send you. So I want you to work on that now quickly, maybe till 12, 15, 12, 12, 15 before we continue. But this will basically give us it's basically everything we'll be doing so far. You understand? We work on the input statement, right?
Mhm.
Input function. I think we did.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it. I mean,
Okay,
we
okay,
didn't, but I know it.
okay. We didn't really. Wow,
We haven't get. See, we are slow. I told you.
wow.
You have to move a little faster. I
Okay.
think. I think maybe since Saturday is your most available time, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we have to do a lot more hours.
On Saturdays, right?
Yeah.
I'm down for that. So I'm going to send you a starter code. Then you just work on it
Yeah, I'm
quickly.
here.
Yes, I'll send you a starter code. You work on it quickly. Plus exercise one or exercise one. Okay, class two. Let me just give you this.
Okay. Now my prayer is finished. Let's
Okay, good.
focus. Okay, so
So I'm sending you this now. This particular
I so as for player one,
hold
then
on.
you compare the two choices. Is that what's going on here?
Exactly. Let me send it to you. You can go through it. Okay. So you can open that to your system for now. But so ask for player one's choice. So if player one puts in rock, paper, or scissors, right? I will
Mm.
explain what this is. I'll explain what this is. Just hold on for now. Player two, the same thing. Enter rock, paper, scissors. Then from here now you start comparing using if else logic,
Mhm.
like we worked on the last time. So
Okay.
if player one and player two enters the same thing, you just print out it's a tie.
Okay.
If player one
If-
enters, yeah, continue. What do you say?
Okay. So why? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Let me use Y through.
And then basically what this is called, this you're seeing here, this dot lower, it's called a method.
Yeah, it's like a string method.
It's just exact testing method. So basically anything you put in here, right? If it's in capital letter, it
Lower limit.
turns it to lowercase.
So everybody can be on the same page.
Yes, exactly. So that is basically what this is doing here. So that you don't put rock here. You know you're doing comparison, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want if you have rock here and you have rock here,
Mm-hmm.
even this is a tie, right? But
Yeah.
it will throw an error that is not the same because it checks for if it checks for everything, including the uh the casing, if it's capital letter or small letter. So we want
I
everything
get
to
you.
be sorry.
I say I get you.
Yeah, so we want everything to be the same case. So it's either small letter or we can make it upper to make it upper case. But in this case, we want it to be all be lower case. So this helps us to make both entry the same or make the um, our comparison easier. So can you can work on this right in like say 15 minutes.
I'm doing that now.
All right. I sent you the starter code, so something you can start with.
Mm. If yeah, let me give me 15 is too long.
Okay.
Or what do you think?
It is
Let's do
just
10 minutes.
let's
The thing is that I don't have all those combination of rock, paper, scissors. It's a lot of combination though.
okay. Let me send
You
it.
get what I'm saying? But
Yeah, let me
I can use GBT to give me the possible combination.
no, no let me send you this. You can check your I don't know if you're gonna get it good, but you can check your this thing. Well, let's check.
Okay. I have the rock matrix now.
Okay.
Rock, rock, draw. Okay. I have the matrix. Let me see. So you put it in a data frame before to have it in like a tabular form, right?
On VS Code.
Yeah.
No, not really. I just spaced it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just spaced
So we have if able to rock, draw, if rock paper, rock paper, rock scissors. Okay, so we have rock paper, rock scissors. So if rock and player two equals paper,
it. I just sent you this picture. You can use.
and F for F song two, player two. What's the oh, enter. Player two, rock minus. So else, and if mhm. Equal equals, so what's the combination? Oh, you said you sent me something.
Yes,
Check on WhatsApp, right? Okay. Okay, so I have, is that an image?
it's an image. Yeah.
Oh, okay, this is much better. Better than the one I have. Let me see. Wait. So we have player two, player one wins. One. So we try with rock and scissors. And just follow this route. So now no. Then if player one is go to paper, rock, paper, rock. When it's rock and scissors, is that rock wins, right?
Yes, rock wins.
Mm. This scissors and paper. Scissors and rock one. Rock and paper. I think I've already done rock and paper. Yeah, I already did that. Rock and scissors as well. Maybe I've done rock and scissors. Not for them is that. Rock and paper. I think I've done paper and scissors. Paper I think I'm done.
You're done.
Mm-hmm. Let me share
Okay.
my screen.
Yes, please.
I don't want to confuse the matrix, but can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I was trying to initially get the matrix of this. You understand? So I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to see the outcome matrix, but it's not showing up very well here because well, here is at least better the one you have here. So I think I'm not sure if I do everything. So if player one equal rock and player two scissors, player one wins. If paper and rock, paper wins. If scissors and paper, player one wins. If scissors and rock, player two wins. If scissors and paper, player one wins. I think I'm missing one. That's it, but it works. So the
So
way I've
let's.
done it,
But you did not account for ties.
oh, if where's that? One?
If both
Same
have
thing.
the same choice, if both of them put in the same choice.
Okay. Else, instead of break, else if player one equal no, player two. Oh, and is that player two. So let's start a new one. So running now. So player one, okay, it's asking me for my choice now, you see. So if I put rock, number two is a paper. Can you see my screen?
I can.
So
It's not
what happened just now? Okay, maybe I didn't account for that. Rock and paper.
rock and paper.
Wait, let me see. Rock, scissors, paper, scissors. Yeah, rock and paper.
You didn't
It's
account
supposed to
for it.
be, no, it's
You
right
account
here.
you accounted for paper and rock. Player one paper, not player one rock.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay, I see. Rock, paper, let's see. This one, so paper, rock, yeah, paper wins. And it continues because I use while loop.
I see that.
See, well, the game just continue like that, never stop. So, scissors. If you don't, but then we didn't account for something. If I mistake, anyway, it's not going to run. That's all.
Yeah,
If
so
you don't type correctly,
it's not going to run actually, but that is
something you can
more.
handle.
Yeah, we can handle that when we get to try and accept. But this is just for based on what we've learned so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can
Use,
handle cases like that using the try and accept block.
uh,
Yeah, but for now we do it this way.
yeah. So this if
Let's
one.
let's check for a tie case, a case where both are tied.
Okay. Let's say, let me put rock. What did he say? So he said it's a tie. Rock follows rock.
Okay. All right. So
It's a tie. Paper follows paper. So yeah, I think we are good on this one, right?
yeah,
It's,
we are.
it's not. There's no way to use nested situation here. It's
That's
kind
it.
of
So you can actually.
straightforward.
That's what I wanted us to. What you've done is okay, but we can still simplify the code, right? Make it easier
Uh,
to understand. So let's start with let's go to the beginning first.
yeah.
Yes. So let's do this. Instead of the comma, just put colon. Instead of the comma,
Where?
player one colon, just to make the
Right here.
player one input before they enter rock paper scissors, just colon. Rem- Remove the comma
Right.
after player one. Yes. Keep on moving to your right. Yes. No, go back. There, right there. Yeah. No, no. Colon.
Okay, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Do for player two too. Okay. So I'm trying to say for this one now, right? In this case, we can start with the tie case. If player one is equals to player two first.
Then
Let's start.
do
Let's start with
something.
the tie case. Yes. Let's start with the tie condition. Bring it up.
Okay.
Bring it up. No, that's not a tie condition.
Where's my title? Okay, see.
Yes. Yes, bring it up.
Let's write another one.
Okay.
So if player one, okay, because we haven't defined at
Hmm.
this point.
Copy this. We can still use our. You can still use the while loop, right, to make the.
So let me just copy that, put it down here, and then do this. Everything is fine. Then we want to bring that guy up here. So let's see if so we're starting with that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're starting with that. So if player one um is equal to player two, what do we want to do? Then we can say
Print with a tie.
okay, tie.
Hmm.
Then we say if again.
Else. No, 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 not the else if. We're done with that. So the next thing is under condition. Else if.
Mhm.
No.
If right
Come
here.
down. Yes. If player one is equals. Else if player one is equals to rock, right?
Yeah.
Now, instead of using the and condition, what you did is okay, right? I think what you did is even much um, simpler, right? But if we want to use the nested if,
Mm-hmm.
you come down now after the if SC player one is equals to rock, right? Remove
Mm-hmm.
the and, remove the and,
Okay.
the colon. No, no. Then come down, enter.
Wait. Oh, okay, okay.
If player two is equals to scissors, because now if player one is equals to rock, now I want to check if player two is equals to scissors.
Okay. Then that's another.
Then you will not say print player one wins.
Oh, okay. So
Else,
let me try and understand it.
so
Else, go to the
else,
next one.
no, else player two wins. So you don't have to now do multiple. You don't do for player one winning and player two winning. No, with your own code now, what you did,
Mm-hmm.
else player two wins. That's it. So go back to your first code, like the first one. Let's go up. Now, if you notice something with your code, right?
Mm-hmm.
You check for conditions for when player one wins. Like see this first one now. Player one, when player one is rock, player two is scissors. Player one wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you also have to do this same thing again for when player two is rock and when player two is and when player one is scissors and when player two is rock.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You flip
So
the condition.
yes, exactly. So with what you've worked on so far, you will repeat. You will notice you will repeat this one thing two times for both player one and player two.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
you will
will
do one. You will do one.
the condition.
Yes, you will do one for when player one is rock. Then you do another one again for when player two is rock.
That's right.
You get. So, but with what we are doing now, you just need to do one case. If player one is rock, right,
Yeah.
and player two is scissors, then you can say player one wins. Else player two wins. So you just one few lines of code, you've gotten condition for both one and two. Instead of doing else if for player one, then another else if again for player two.
Yeah.
Right? So now look at in this your first code now, is there a place, is there a condition for when player two is rock? Let's see.
Is there a condition for when
When
player two is rock?
it's rock, yes.
Mm, let's see. Player one will go to rock paper.
Yes, see
Rock,
it here.
rock. Player two is rock
Line
number
40.
two.
Line 40. Line
Right.
40. You see this?
Yeah.
Right? Now what we did now just now is that we mixed line 34, 35, and line 40, 41. We joined it together instead of separating them like this. Makes it
Okay, let
make
me try. Let's go back here. Let me try and understand the flow. So if player one equals
can you
rock,
can you remove every other thing below it?
right?
No, no, like from this new code you're working on, like every other thing below it. Yes, move everything. Yes, because we can just copy what we have now. Yeah.
I can leave the S break, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm?
Yes, please. No,
Okay.
just remove it. Don't document it out. We'll just use our
Okay.
normal. Just remove it. Just remove it.
Okay.
And also, when you're working with code, try to leave space. So you can leave space after the first if statement. Just leave space after the
Right there.
first if condition. No,
I
then
mean,
yes. No, not there. After line 62. Yeah, yeah, space. So it's clear enough. Then after before the else space two, good. Now look at the logic now. Right. First we checked if player one is equal to player two. Right. Then we say it's a tie.
mhm.
Good. Now we now come now to say else if player one is rock. Right.
Mhm.
Now if player one is rock, what do you want to check? We want to check what player two
Oh, I
says.
see.
So if player
Because
one is
in the two situations, in the two possible combinations,
mm,
player one can be rock, and
yes,
also player two can be rock.
rock, exactly.
So okay.
So
So we say, okay, check the first set of combinations. Say if player one is equal to rock,
mhm,
then check again if player two is scissors. If
yes.
that situation happen, then player two will win.
No player one win.
So rock breaks scissors. Okay. Then player one win. Else,
Else player two wins.
that means else in that situation,
Player two
player
wins.
player two will be
No,
rock, and then player one will be scissors.
exactly. So the else statement just flips it. So it's basically saying now the first thing is that player one is equals to rock, right? Now if player one is equals to rock and player two is equals to scissors, then print that player one wins. Else, if that is not the case, then player two wins. I don't know.
Mhm.
Should I come again? So it's saying that the first
So
statement is that player one is equals to rock, right?
yeah, let's say it's rock.
Is
I'm
rock.
just I'm gonna say, okay, let's say it's rock.
Good. Now
Now,
in this situation, if
mhm,
player two is scissors, right? We are saying that player one wins in this case
yeah.
because player
But
one is rock.
what about since there are three options, right? What
Mm.
about in this case that player two is now is not rock and is I mean it's not scissors and it's paper. If I
Yes.
grab
So
this option here, so it will go to a statement, but it
so
doesn't necessarily mean that
yes. So
paper
that is where
win.
yeah that's why we
Okay,
now have to do another else if statement.
okay.
So just copy this now. Copy what you have here now from
Mhm.
64 to 68. Mhm. Paste it two times. Leave space, then space again.
Inside
Yes.
inside
No, 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 no. Another else if yes. Space. Space. Okay. No, another else if. Yeah. I think yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. One more. One more. Paste one more. Okay. If okay, so now the first thing we are checking is for rock. Next is paper. Second is paper. When is rock paper scissors?
So this one is if it is scissors, you will run this. Or if
Mm-hmm.
it's not, let's say it's paper. Number two is paper, then it will go to run X statement.
Yeah,
And then paper will win rock anyway.
you
But
know
what
what?
of it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know what? Remove the comments. So remove the comments you put in there first.
I'm
Or
trying to understand.
yeah, just remove the comments. Let's.
Okay. So
Mhm. Can
from
you
beginning,
can
mhm,
you send me this code, this last code you just worked on? Let me have it in my own system. Let me show you something. You can use the chat box or WhatsApp. Anyone is okay.
I'll put it in WhatsApp.
Okay.
Let me stop sharing.
Yes. Let me share my own screen. Okay. Exercise. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me share my screen. You can see my screen, right? Can you see my screen?
Yes. Where's the break? Show now. Indentation problem.
I don't think so. It's not supposed to be.
Hmm. No, that's bracket close. Mhm. That's strange. There must
Oh
be.
yeah, there's no while loop. That's why.
Oh, okay. It's only happening in fall, so we can't use it. Oh, but that's gonna cause trouble because now you have to move all of them.
No
Maybe you
problem.
shouldn't use.
It's not a problem. Just to shift it.
It's just for, what did
Yeah,
you what did you use? Control what?
just tab.
Oh, okay. You
Just tab.
select it and you press
Yes.
tab.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
you know
Yeah.
what I used to do? I would
What
now
do you?
be backspacing, pressing on the backspace.
No, just if you just select everything you want, then tab
Mhm.
to move it
Oh, okay.
forward. Then if you want it to
Mm-hmm.
go backwards, like backwards, you can also do that too. So if I want it to go backwards, I can just do
Select it.
shift tab so it goes backward.
Oh, okay. But you don't
Yeah.
need shift tab to go forward. You just need tab.
No, just tab. Just
Okay.
tab. All right. So look at what I wanted to show you here. Let me move all this. Move all this. Move this. Move this. Oh. So we know. Let me show you this picture too that I got here. This will help us. Let me close this picture. I'm supposed to save this, so I have it handy. All right. So we know that, right? We have rock, paper, scissors, right? And we know that rock blunt scissors, paper wraps rock, and then scissors cuts paper, right? So the first is if player one is rock, we're checking for when rock wins, when paper wins, and when scissors wins. So rock, paper, scissors, right?
Okay. I
Good.
see the way
So
you're saying it.
yes. So when player one is rock, and
Mm-hmm.
player 2 is scissors, player 1
Mm-hmm.
wins, right? When player 1 is paper and player 2 is scissors,
There are
who
two
wins?
wins. There are
Player
two.
2 wins, exactly, right? So now scissors and what else?
Scissors
Scissors,
and rock.
rock,
No,
yes.
scissors and wait. Yeah, player
It
one
should be,
scissors, player two rock.
is
Yeah.
that it? No, I think this should
We
be
already
rock.
have rock
Yes,
scissors.
yes. So
We
this
have
should be
paper
rock
scissors.
because rock beats scissors, paper
Mhm.
beats rock, then scissors beats paper.
Okay.
So this is clear, right? Rock beats scissors. Rock.
So basically, the difference with the code is that the first code that I wrote was focusing on each combination and then the outcome. But this
Exactly.
one is let's look at rock first and walk
Yes.
through all the possible scenario for rock.
For rock,
And
exactly.
then
Then go
take
to paper.
scissors, walk through,
All the
go to paper,
possible
put
scenarios.
scenario for
Yeah,
paper.
exactly,
Big
exactly,
that.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. That's exactly what is going on here. So that's what I want to do now,
Okay.
right? Then next is we have right. So
Mhm.
now the first scenario is when rock beats scissors, right? This is for rock, right? So now
Mhm.
if player 1 is rock now and player 2 is scissors, we know that in this case player 1 wins, is it not?
Mhm.
Now
That's right.
if it happens that this is not the case, if this is not the case, what happens? Player 2 wins.
But my problem with this logic is that since there are three options, right?
Yes.
So we're assuming that is rock versus scissors. But what
Mm-hmm.
if a scenario that I enter paper, right? Player two enter paper instead of entering scissors.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, player player uh okay, then player two wins. Oh, because okay, paper will always
There's,
win over rock.
there's
And
there's a condition for you know what? I think let's run it, then let's try your scenarios to see. Is that okay?
mhm.
Let's run this then
Yeah,
then
yeah,
then, then
because
go
two
then go to
situation.
oh hold on, let me I need to I don't like this. I don't like how this was arranged. I like to keep my code neat.
Okay. So
Something is
enter
wrong. Why is
uh,
this? Just give me an error.
um, let's
Hold
look at
on.
it. I don't see
Impute.
them. I don't see them.
It's not supposed to.
We'll go up a little bit. Maybe there's something else. Oh, that's the error. Right?
There's
Okay,
no
then
error.
comment out all the while loops and from to do, yeah, and just run that only.
I don't know why that is happening. Let's see.
Run that. Okay,
Oh,
so I
oh.
think
I don't think it's an error per se. It's more
we're
like
not look. It's
yes,
location.
yes. It's location. The code should work.
Yeah,
Let's just run the code. Let me hold on.
no problem.
Let me comment this out. Let's run the code. Let me clear everything.
Yeah, there's no error.
Oh,
It's CLS lowercase, I guess.
I'm not
No,
supposed to.
no,
I'm not
do clear,
supposed. No, no.
clear.
It's not going to work here because I'm running a script.
Oh, you
So
have to end there. Just
yeah, yeah,
delete
yes,
terminal.
I've done that. Yeah. So let me. Okay. Good. It's not there again. All right. So your scenario you're talking about.
Okay, put rock first.
Oh, rock. Okay.
Yeah, fine. Rock. It should convert it, right? So it should be fine.
It should actually.
Yeah.
It should. So it should. What's next?
Then paper.
Paper. This is
Why
wrong.
why is it doing a
Our
loop?
is our while loop. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, why that is true. You
Yes, it
understand?
just keeps on. It
It
just keeps
just
on.
keep going.
Yes. So we
Ah,
have to
so now
end.
that
We have to
you have
end
to
it.
end the loop. If you
Yes.
win, then we say break
Yes.
in there.
Yeah.
Lowercase. But then you have to break it also. Yeah. Mhm. And it has to be for everywhere. Okay.
So you said rock, right?
Rock, then
Then
paper.
paper. So in this case, normally paper should win, right? So player two
Mhm.
should win.
Mhm.
Player two wins.
Okay.
Paper wins.
But which part of the code are you runs? Okay, because with the logic, because player one equals to rock, but player two does not equals to wait, we go up a little bit. I want to see how you run the first statement. Player one is equal to rock, correct?
Hmm.
Player two is not equal to scissors. Therefore, it
Yes.
should print player two wins.
No, 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 no. So let's follow it one by one, right? From this first one now, from this first one,
Mm,
this one now, right?
mm.
Player one is rock. Now, if player two is not scissors, right? Obviously,
Mhm.
this code will not work. Something is wrong here because player two, we've said it must be scissors, right? So
Mhm.
what does Python do? Python's check for another
Oh, you will go down
go
because
down. Yeah,
at
so
that point, it's not working.
it's
So
not working.
you
So
will
it
check
checks
something else.
it checks come down and check here. Okay.
Yes, yes,
So
yes. Player one is equal to paper,
so
no.
exactly so it comes somewhere here now to see paper and rock.
Hmm? But you say, so you will check again. Player one is equal to paper, no. Then it should
Yes.
move again. It should go to number three.
Comes to the
And I
second one
say,
now. Now
no,
this,
he only should go to second one
go on.
if it's true. I don't know how you got that answer correct.
You know what? Let's do it this way. And I would like us to remove this.
Just
I don't like.
take off the rest and then let's do it one at a time. That shouldn't run.
Okay.
That code, no, the first code shouldn't even run. Like it shouldn't give us any output.
I don't like how this breaks. If this is this, green player one
Yeah,
wins.
if you resolve that first one, the answer is to break. It's fine. Else, if that is not true, if player two is not equal to scissors, then jump to the else statement and then
Yeah, but
print that and then stop.
it's breaking the entire code.
Yeah,
We have
it's
to run
fine.
it again.
No, it's
Okay.
fine.
All
It's
right.
fine.
Let's do this. Let's do this. I want to remove this. I'll just comment it out.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. I want to see how the first one is even gonna work. Okay,
So
so put
rock,
rock,
then scissors, paper. Sorry,
paper, yeah.
paper. Right.
Or you can put scissors first to see that it works first, and then do the second round. Yeah, it worked. Rock wins. Good. So now run again. You know, you stop the code there, right? Which is
Yes.
what we ask you to do.
So
So now
rock,
rock, paper.
paper. This won't run.
It should not run.
Oh, paper
Huh?
wins.
How? Let's go back. Let's go back to the code. This is the part I want to go. I want to understand that. I think the code is working.
I get you now.
The code is working, but I want to understand how make it make sense. So
Okay.
I want to
Oh,
put two conditions where, okay, put rock now. It should be a tie, but that will another thing will handle that. So, but go back to the code. That's where I want to
let's
understand.
let's
This is
let's let's
working.
try
Try
let's
another
try
thing.
yes, let's try
Okay,
paper. Okay,
paper
no, let's
and
try paper and
scissors.
scissors.
It should not run.
This won't run. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so as long as okay, I
The
get I
first
get
one, once the first one is true,
yes. It
it
checks
just
for
assume
all yes.
you just
So
assume the last one because it's an S statement. It will just
yes,
run, it just say do two wins anyway, no matter
yes,
what you put in two.
yeah, I
So
get you
can
now.
we have a scenario whereby two is not correct, where one is correct?
Let's see.
Um,
So
if
rock
one is no, don't use okay, yeah. So this
it has
code is always it makes sense.
it has to be rock. The player one has to be
Yeah,
rock for
because
this
if
first.
it's not rock, it will not even
It
run.
will run, yes, it
So
will run.
if something is rock, either paper wins or rock
Or
wins.
rock wins.
So
Or
if you put scissors now, what happens? It will say rock wins.
rock wins. So I think I get what you're saying now. So for this first condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's rock for this if it's rock and scissors. So if player
Mm-hmm.
two is scissors, right? And player one is rock, rock would win. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if for some reason we put
It's
any
not the
other
same.
thing that is not scissors,
Then it will say player two is the
player,
winner.
yes, player two is the
Even if
winner.
you put even if you put zero, player two will still be winner.
Player two is the winner. Okay, yes, yeah. Let's try that. I like that. Let's try that. I like to try these things. But that is wrong. That is something we should, as we go further, you can work on because
Mm-hmm.
someone should not put zero.
Yeah.
Nothing. Player two wins. Nothing wins. Right.
Yeah.
But that is something you can also work on. That you limit the entries to only rock paper scissors and nothing
Mm-hmm.
else. But that's basically the logic. So
Mm-hmm.
once player one is rock, right? If player two is scissors, then player one wins. Else, whatever player two is automatically wins.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That is clear enough.
Yeah.
Same
So
thing.
that's why I have problem a little with the code, but the code works. Um, so for the second, it's the same logic for the second one too. Once
Yes.
it's paper, then evaluate this code. Yeah, I think it's fine
Mm,
because it's handling, it's checking. Is the first thing paper? If the first thing rock, is the first thing scissors? And then you
yes.
walk through the process. There can
Yes.
only be three outcomes for each situation. First
Either
outcome is
player one wins
player one wins or player
or
two
player
wins.
two
That's it.
wins. Or,
That's
yes.
it. It can't be
That's
anything else.
yes.
Yeah. And if it's rock, it wins first.
We've already handled the tie situation
Yeah, yeah,
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
So
So the code makes sense. It's just a little kind of like counterintuitive kind of way,
mm,
but it
but
works. It
but
makes sense.
this whole code can be I've worked on something like this. It can be way better because like you just saw now there is an issue with this code in the sense that if someone puts in anything other than rock paper scissors,
We
we are
say
still
that
getting
thing wins.
yes, you are still getting an output. So
Yeah.
that should not be happening. That is something that
I mean, you could handle that also in that print statement. Before that print statement, you can say it must be strictly that thing. If it's not strictly that thing, then don't run.
mm,
Instead of
mm,
else, you can.
but it makes the code bulkier. There's an easier way to do it by using a list.
Okay. If
You
it's
put in
not
all
in any of these things, then can
yes.
put. Yeah.
So if we can put an we can put an option list. I think well, I think we can if we are fast we can go into list today. Then maybe we just come back, use the list and work on this. So these are the options. So basically, if option not in option, there's a way we can use list, but I don't want us to go we can come back to this exercise when we've learned list and use this list to simplify this code.
Mhm.
We can do that definitely.
Yeah.
So let's just quickly go to. I just wanted us to do that before we go to our class. It's taking much
Okay.
time already.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah.
Instead of just running through the lessons without. So rock
But
paper.
your code is still good. Your code is still good. It's still
But it's
okay.
basic. It's basic. I like the
Yes.
kind of logic like that, like where you think out of the box. Um,
So we can go with today's class, right?
yeah, we
Or
can.
okay.
I'm with you.
All right. So the last time we were on class three, loops and iteration, and come here, loops and iteration. Okay, this is the last one before the next week. All right. So we we're on for loops. I think we worked on the range function. We checked that out, and then I was explaining that you can use the for loop to loop through iterables, right? Things that you can iterate over. And in Python, the we have some iterable data types like the list. The first one is the list. Next is the string, then dictionaries, right?
Okay.
You can
List.
also
Is a
list
list, string, and
string and
dictionary.
dictionaries.
What
Yeah,
about tuple?
tuple is also tuple. Tuple is also an iterable. Yes, tuple is an iterable. Also, what is this called?
Set. What about set?
No,
Set is difficult because it
set.
doesn't. It's not
Yes,
another.
exactly. No, set is not. There is
Okay.
this one too. I'm missing something. List, tuple,
Li-
dictionary. Yes, list, tuple. Yes, tuple. I think you
Yeah.
can't. It's tuple.
Okay.
You use brackets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's tuples. So tuples it's also an iterable.
Iterable.
Yeah, but the major reason why we iterate is maybe you want to alter something in that iterable. Maybe I want to alter Amanda to another name. I want to. If you want to
So you want
iterate,
to
if you
use the
want to use it for something,
item.
yeah. So
Mm.
the reason why I didn't put um tuple here is because you don't really we don't really you don't change things with tuple,
Okay.
right? More like you can't with list now. I can change Bob to Amanda, but I can't
Okay. Yeah.
change Bob if this is a tuple. If this is a tuple now,
Mm-hmm.
I can't change Bob to Amanda.
Yeah.
Understand? So the major reasons why we want to iterate over something over an iterable is because we want to alter the data inside the iterable.
Mhm.
So I know the major ones we work with are lists, strings, and dictionaries,
Mm.
right? So I was explaining how the last class how this list works. So this is a typical list. You have students, and you have the Bob, Amanda, Cherry, Jerry, Kunle, Ada. All these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these are students, right? In your class, for instance. Now, let's assume we have like 500 of this, 500 students, 500. And
Mhm.
let's say in this class now, you are not sure. Let's see. You know what? I need ChatGPT to do something for me now. I want to explain this in such a way that's clear enough. Uh, Give me a list of using Python. Give me a list of names of students. No, 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 I want 500. That's a mistake.
Or
Of
just to
100.
generate, just to
Yes,
generate a
yes.
okay. Don't say okay, random, yeah. Just say
Generate.
use numpy dot random or something.
No, I don't want to get a random. Okay, I can use NumPy to get random names,
Yeah.
but I think NumPy gives me random digits. Does it give you strings? I think
You
I
can, I
think
mean, just ask ChatGPT.
I
You
think
should
it
be able
gives
to.
digits. I think it's
No,
digits.
number give random number, I think.
Random numbers, but not random strings.
Just say you want to get a list of 500 possible names.
Yes. Let's just use 100 because it might take time, or 200. A list of 200 names.
People, name of student. Okay. That's fine. Let's see what's going to come up.
uh,
What did he say?
it's asking me to install a library. I just generate it manually. hmm
Okay.
This is what I want from it.
Mhm.
Okay, see, this is a long list.
Mhm.
It's too much.
Oh, you say 100, right? Or
200
200.
actually. It's too much.
It's okay. It's almost done. Maybe he's doing like 50, 50, no, 20, 20.
I can just copy what I have now. I don't need everything.
Then you can stop it.
Let's do this. Then I close this list.
Yeah. Something is go down. Yeah, it's working. But there's an error somewhere. I think you need to remove that. Yeah. Remove that double quote.
It's
Yeah. It
gone.
should be
Yeah.
fine. And then remove the comma too. No, the last comma.
You can leave it actually. It doesn't really matter.
For you?
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't really
because it's expecting another thing.
it doesn't really matter. You can leave it, you can remove it.
Oh, I
In
never knew
fact,
that.
with tuples, I think you leave a comma if you just want data in it.
Hmm.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So look at this now. Let's just make it students. So make it easier. So you have all these names, right? Look at
Mhm.
how much the names are.
Mhm.
I just wanted to show you why this is how the for loop come in play. Right. So you have all the names. Look at how much the names are, right? And you want to loop through all these names,
Mhm.
right? So normally you come in and said, where am I? Okay. So you you don't want to come individual and start saying, oh, John Smith, Emily Johnson, Michael Brown. I need a code that can simply go through the list of these names and print out individually these
Mhm.
persons, right? And all of them one by one. And then if I want to decide now that, okay, whenever I get to, let's say, Isabella Carter, right? I want to say Isabella Carter is the class captain.
Okay.
right? Now, let's say somebody like Grace Hill now, her name has changed from Grace Hill to Grace Hillary or Grace Marcus, right? When I do my for loop and get to Grace Hill, I will just note that Grace Hill is now Grace Marcus. I can actually change this. I think we should do that. Let's walk through the possible things we can do with the for loop with this. So first, let's print out all the student name. So for student in students, right? Print
And students.
student. Now, what is this? What is this doing?
We print
This
out.
this
Go ahead.
this this student here, right? Is like a variable. It's like a variable. I think I did a note here. Hold on. Yes, for loops. So this student is basically saying this student is I didn't open this thing. Hold on. Let me open my Breeze card. So this student is pointing to every single student in this students list.
Yeah.
So this student now represents every single student. If you see it that way, if you see it in such a way that you know that this student represents all these students individually, right? Manipulating this becomes easier.
Yeah.
So just assume that this student represent each of these individually.
Yeah.
So this student represents Xavier, this student represents Angel, this student represents Micah, this student represents Bella, this student represents Sophie. Right? So this student here represents every single one of these students. So when I just say print student, it comes here, print this, print this, print this, print this. Let's run it. See, it prints all the names individually, all 200. See, now that is the for loop. Now let's say I want to do something. I want to say if what should we do now? If student is equals to if student is equals to, let's say, who should we make our class captain now? So let's say Joseph Young, right? Print what? Print
Print student. Student is class captain.
exactly. Like I said now, we are manipulating this student to just focus on this Joseph. You know that this student is also representing this Joseph Young.
Mm.
Yes, so let's run this.
But then you will run everything though. You will list
Hmm?
all the 200 and still say,
No,
oh,
it won't do that.
wait,
It won't do that.
wait,
You know why?
okay.
You know why it won't do that?
Mhm.
It won't do that because I did not ask you to print student.
Oh, okay, okay, I see. You
I
only
just
print student
directly
is class.
yes, class captain.
Okay, okay,
Right?
okay.
Now you will see now if nothing will happen here. You know why?
Mm.
Because Joseph is not in this. This Joseph is not
Yeah,
here.
yeah, but don't is correct. If it's not exactly the same thing, then it's not going to
So
do anything.
nothing happens here. See, it doesn't run. But once I put Joseph complete back, then it runs. Joseph is class captain.
It's a young and the class captain. Okay.
But we can decide to do that. We can decide to say, no need. Let's leave it this way. For example, if student is Joseph Young, print student is class captain. I just wanted, there is this thing I was having problem with when I started, is understanding that this student represents every single one of this data in this list. Once that is clear enough, for loop becomes very easy to manipulate, right? So now let's say we want to remove, this will take us to list methods. It's still good. Let's say I want to check if a particular student is in this um, class, right?
Mhm.
So if mm, new student is Adewale.
I wanted to add new student to the
No,
to the
I don't. I just to check if this person is in this class.
okay.
You know, it's just like, for example, you have a list of students, right? You don't want
Mhm.
to go through all of them, and someone comes to you and say, okay, let's say you're in your class and you have 200 students, right? You
Mhm.
have a list, you know their names, right? And then someone comes into the class and say, I am your student. Now you don't have the time to start going, and he says, my name is Justin Hughes, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Now you don't have the time to start going through individually from number one to number 200 to check if Justin Hughes is in this class, right? So what you can do now is, I want to run a code to check if Justin Hughes is in this class.
Mhm.
This is what you're doing now is, when you're on the website, you have the search feature. When it says search for, look at this ebook now. I come here and put search.
Yeah.
This what is basically this search feature.
Okay.
You get, that's basically what you're doing now. This search feature. I'm searching for something in this whole book, this whole
Okay.
document. That's exactly what you're about to do now. This
Okay.
is like a search feature, right? So
Okay.
for students in students, we don't even need this stuff. If new student in students,
So you use in. You won't use
yes,
for.
you don't use for. No, you still
I
use
mean,
for.
you don't use if.
No.
I was thinking of a scenario whereby you say if students equal to Adewale, then do this.
It's work, but it's
Else
longer. It's longer.
it's
Let's
longer.
let's
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what? Let's do that with the, we'll come and do it this way. So for student in student, if student is equals to new student, right?
Mm-hmm.
Print student student is okay. Print student is a member, right? A member of this class,
Because
right? Else
else
print
print
student is not
student
a
no
member of this class,
no
right?
students. Uh-huh.
Is not, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is clear enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's run this.
Oh, why is he not doing it for everybody?
Hold on, I'll confirm.
John Smith is not a member of this class. How come?
for student to student, if student, oh, oh, you
If
see
new
what you're doing?
student,
It's,
if new student,
we are comparing this student with this student. Yes,
oh, that's the
being
problem.
compared to this, that's a problem, right? That's a
Mm-hmm.
problem. So this logic has to change. This logic has to change. So if
So
student is
if student equals to new student, yeah, we are printing every student. So can we just print new student is a member of this class? That's what we are supposed to print. It's not student. We're supposed to print new student is a member of this class. You get me, right? So that if we don't have to print every student.
that's right. But the logic. Let's not on this logic because
Oh, it didn't work too.
it's working. Obviously, it's not a member of the class, right? But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
but
doing it. It's doing it for
for every
every
it,
single student. Yeah.
yeah, it's the print function that is the problem now. Um,
It's
oh
like
wait.
it's the logic.
Uh,
It's the logic.
yeah, so
It's the
how do
logic.
you so for student in student do
You know,
this?
when
So
once you do this, right? Once we do this, you are pointing to once you do this like this, you are pointing to every single student
two
in this.
students.
You
Yeah,
understand? You're
it's like
pointing
you
to
are performing a function on every student.
every single student. So
So how do
whatever
we
you do
perform?
here, whatever you do here is comparing to this. What
Oh, why don't we do this?
what I was
Why
trying
don't
to do
we
is
say
just focusing on this. Whilst
if student if student is equal to this,
mhm,
create another variable first and then print only that variable. I don't know, you might do the same thing for everybody too. You get what I'm
it
saying?
will it will because we are still referencing all the students.
Mhm.
Still referencing all the
So
students.
I think for in is good when you need to perform something for everybody. Let's say you want to do a formula or the calculation now for every student. You want to
Hmm.
calculate their GPA, then you can say for student in student, if this, then do multiply the GPA and give them everybody's GPA, right? Calculate, take the maths plus the English and then multiply for everybody. So I think that's when in is good. So maybe we have to say for students, for high in, is that what we have been doing before? For high in something.
Oh, let me check something. I want to break this loop for.
How did we do the one that we did in the past that
So
you just
I, I
print only
just
one?
I just broke it. I just put the break statement.
So that I just print only one thing.
Yes, because once it checks that it's not a member of this class, because basic what I'm doing is when once you put for student in this thing, if this it loops through everything, right? It loops through everything. So once it checks that Adewale is not a member of the class, it just prints it out, then break. Doesn't do anything again.
We don't call, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay, okay.
That's what I just did now.
Remember
That's
you use continue. Then
yes.
continue will skip that part and then begin to print everybody else.
Yes.
Correct? I'm trying to
Actually,
remember what the difference between
no.
continue and
Continue skips that part, yes, and then go on to the other ones. But in this case, I never use continue. I just ask you to continue printing. But
mm,
this method is kind of flawed.
yeah,
Like
something.
why working
But
with lists, right? If I want to check if a student is in this list, I just come here. This is it's good, but it's a flawed logic. I
mhm.
can come here and say if new student directly,
And
if new student, and basically I'm saying if new student is in this student's
then
list,
do something. If it's not, just stop.
exactly, then print. Let me get that print statement I used. Okay, then print new student
is,
Is
yeah.
member of this
Yeah, so it
class.
will run only for one because that is only true one time. Correct?
No, 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 it's not be doing this. What did I do? For new students, if, sorry, are you still there?
If new student in
In
student,
students, yes, not for.
print, uh,
For
what will be
loops.
looping?
Yes, for
And then
loops.
it will be giving results.
Yes,
True,
because
false,
this
true, false, true, false, true, false for
is
each person. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false.
just assumes this new student is a. So I'm checking if this new student is in this class, is in this student's list. If
Yes.
it's not there, then I just put the name of this class. So let's see something now. Right, I need to stop this. So see,
Only print once, which is
only
just a
once.
simple checking.
Yes,
Yeah. So I think, yeah, if you put this if inside a loop now, it will do that if statement for each item in the list.
yes.
And
Should
that's
we do
what
that?
led to that loop.
Yes,
So
that's what.
okay.
So what else can we do? Let's say we want to replace someone's name,
Yeah.
but if that's the case, I need to reduce this list. It's too much. Let me remove all this. So for students in students, right?
Yeah.
So we're saying if student is equals to, so let's say we want to replace John Smith. Oh no, 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 let's go with Emma Clark. So if the student name is Emma Clark, right? What do you want to do? We can say, can we, okay, let's say a student has left your class, right? So we want her to leave this list of your students, right? So we want to delete her now from this list.
You want to remove it?
I want to remove Emma Clark from this list.
Okay. You have to
Good.
dot pop or something.
Exactly. Oh, okay. You're already following through. So if student is equal to Emma Clark, we can say what? Students student dot, but you don't say pop because pop removes the last data in the list.
Okay.
So you
So
use
I
the
think there's remove too. Yeah.
yes, you use the remove what? We want to remove this student, which is Emma. Is it not? You know, right now this student is equals to Emma Clark, so we want to remove her. But first, let's print the list before and after. Print students, then print students. So look at the first. Are you with me?
And with you.
Look at the first list now. We have Emma Clark after Andrew Robinson, right? So after
Mhm.
Andrew Robinson, we have. Emma Clark. Then we have Ryan Rodriguez. So she's
Yeah,
between Andrew and Ryan. Right? Yeah. Are you still with me?
I'm with you. With you.
But if you check the second list now, because this is the first list. This is the list before we removed Emma Clark. This is the
Okay,
list
so
after
now
we also
she's gone.
she's gone now. She's gone. See,
Okay.
she's gone. So that is basically there are lots of things you can do with this. Lots of things you can do with this.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
So I don't know if there is a function where you can, or a method
Mm-hmm.
that you can use to get, if I want to get the index number of Emma Clark,
Emma Clark, yes, there is. Should
is it
we
going to
try
be,
it?
yeah, try it. I want to get it before, I want to print it before I remove it. You can put it before the if statement. Put it and store it in a variable. Print student, is it dot and dot index?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So you put the item you're looking.
Yes. Dot index then the particular item in the list you are looking for the index. Should I run it?
Yeah, only listen. Curious.
17, index 17.
Oh, okay. So basically you apply that method on the object, which is the list,
Yes.
and then you put the item as a param.
Yes. As a
Okay.
parameter.
Mm-hmm.
So we can continue, right?
Yeah, let's continue.
All right. So uh spend so much time on this, but it will be worth it because since we spent some time on this, when we get to list, we might never spend as much time as we do. So
Mhm.
still we're still good.
Yeah, I need to understand this for loop, all those things very well because it's being used a lot.
A lot
Mm.
actually, yeah.
A lot, yeah. So you need to know it very well.
So when we come here, I won't spend much time here, but let's just continue. All right, so next is strings. There's nothing
Okay.
really here. Strings are still iterables. Right? In this case, if I want to print later,
Mm-hmm.
I'll get python.
Okay.
Py, don't like this. Python. Like basically, it treats every single one of these word as an item in this iterable. So I can manipulate P. You know what? Let's do something.
It's gonna be
Now, if I print this
PYTHO.
out, I'll get it as is. See? Why can I do what is this?
What is
Don't like
this? Is
this.
it to remove that
Okay.
thing?
Yeah, it keeps on. I'll check this later. It keeps on coming up whenever I want to run my terminal.
Something
Okay,
is
it's asking
calling
me
the
to.
command prompt at the same
Yes.
time as I think you must be setting VS Code that is using both ID, I mean terminal at the same time.
I'll check that later. All right. So if you check this out now, P is capital
Right.
letter, Y is capital letter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly how it is. So
How it
let's say
was
I want
written.
how exactly how it was written. So let's say I want to manipulate this. I want to make this P small letter. I can just come here and say, um,
And letter dot lower.
but would that work? Yeah, let's see. Let's see.
Because letter is a string.
Yes.
Double quote. Yeah. Yeah.
See, py. So it's basically the same thing with this string. So the idea of the for loop that it gives you access to items in an iterable so you can manipulate them. That is
Okay.
basically the idea of string. But once you understand that this variable before the in gives you access to every single item in that iterable, then for loop becomes very easier for you. So
Mhm.
this item gives you access to every item. This variable, this is a variable, gives
Mhm.
you access just like this. It gives you access to
So,
every
so what
item.
Python is doing is this. When you say for item in items, right? So
Yes.
Python technically behind the scene will create item one equals to this, item two
Item two
equals to
equals
this.
to exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
creating those variables, right? And then now
Yes.
saying print variable one, variable two, variable
Print yes,
three,
trade variable four.
okay?
Yes.
Or do something of variable one, variable two, variable three.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking like if one actually wants to build a for loop using Python,
Mm.
I'm thinking of how that's going to be possible. You need a lot of array thing, right?
Mm. Yes, and obviously you're using classes to do that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So whenever you say for is just like more or less calling the method.
Yes. For is
So,
like basically a statement.
mhm. So yeah, I think all of these things must have been built in the languages like C
C.
language,
Actually C. They built it in
C
C.
language.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Python was built on the back of C.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm, okay.
All right. So the next is dictionaries. So earlier when I was explaining dictionaries, I explained that dictionaries are basically key value pairs,
Value play.
right? Key value pairs, and I said let's make it easier formatting so it's clear enough. Good. So this is a key, this is a value, this is a key, this is a value. That's the first thing to note with dictionaries. The value can be a string, it can be a number,
Mm.
an integer, right? But this key, this value, this key, this value. First thing to note. Now, if I want to loop through this dictionary, right? There are lots of things to do now. If I want to loop through just the keys, hmm, just the keys. I come here and say for key in person, right? This is a long process. Let me do it this way for you. For key in person, right? But all I want is the key, right? There's just these names, name, age, right? That's all I want. I'll come here and say dot keys because I want just the keys. For key in person dot keys. I don't know if you're following me. Are you still there?
And with you for
All right.
key in person, right?
Yes. This the person is the dictionary itself.
Hmm.
But all I want now is just the keys.
Okay.
So I come here and say person dot the keys in this person, then print the key. So if I print this, all I will get is just name and age.
Okay.
Name and age because I just
So,
want the
and what
keys.
and what is doing the job is the dot key method, right?
Dot key method, yes. Now, if I want just the values, right? Just the
Mhm.
values, I'll come here and say dot values. So I'll get just the values using the dot values method.
But if you want to get the whole dictionary, I mean the whole content of the dictionary that's in key and value together.
Yes. Oh. Alice and 25, these are the values, right?
Okay.
Now, if I want to get both together, I now do items.
Okay. Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, if I do this, right, if I try to print this, right, I'll automatically get just the keys. Let me show you something. Ah, oh, I'm getting, but this is not what I want. It's giving me a tuple of name Alice age 25.
So you now
But
turn it to two because you use
yes,
items, right?
yes, but I want to, if I want to format it well, I can just say key, comma, value.
How does
So
that work? You
for
have to explain that.
yes, yes, I will. You know the these items is
Mm-hmm.
referencing the key and the value,
Yeah.
right? If I
Mm-hmm.
say just key, if I say just key, just
Mm-hmm.
this now, right? Oh, good. See, it's a tuple. It's telling me this key is a tuple. What it does is it basically comes here and say, like you explained earlier, key one, key one is equals to, or let's say, let's use for item. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically item one is equals to, it will now give me a tuple of this.
Oh, because it's just taking the two together. You can put a
Yes,
comma
exactly.
because it's trying to. So you see the key as an item,
At an
and then
item.
you seek the value as
So
an
it's,
item.
it's, it's seeing the key and value as an item one.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with this item two.
Mm-hmm.
Item two, the same thing. Age is 25. See? So
Mm-hmm.
it's seeing this. Once I put these items, it's seeing this as one item, second
Mm-hmm.
item, third item, fourth item, but they are all
Mm-hmm.
items in this dictionary, right? But
Mm-hmm.
most of the times, I don't want this. I want to be able to access each of these individual key and values and do something with them, right?
Yeah.
In,
Yeah.
in in that case, I now have, instead of putting like this, I have to separate it key value. So I'm saying key referencing key, value referencing value. Then I can come here now and do something. Now let's say I want to do for key value in this person dot items. Say I want to do I want to print out something like F, right? Print
Mm-hmm.
key. So key is
I'm trying to
referencing
write
all.
down. I'm trying
Huh?
to write down. I'm trying to write down all the scenarios. Because
Okay.
that's where I usually get confused. I think don't delete them. Maybe you can just help me say the first step is you want to access only the key, do this. You want to access only the value, do this. You want to access.
Okay, I get that. Oh, but
I
hold on,
don't.
let me see. I think we'll still come to that actually.
Okay.
Dictionary method. So I don't think we should dwell more on that. I will definitely go to that. I don't want us to, since we're almost done with this. We're almost done with this. So like, we can enter functions at least. If we can finish functions today, class 4 today, that is something. We will come to this. See these two, class 1 and class 6. That's before OOP.
Okay.
Understand? So
Okay.
we will dwell time on, we'll spend some time on this before we get to the OOP.
But
OOP is
is the curriculum capturing everything?
mm, so far so good.
Okay.
But it's not capture input statements. I was
Okay.
surprised why we skipped that. I was very
Yeah.
surprised we skipped that. I see why now. So I was following this.
Mm.
I
But
was
you can
following.
update it.
I will when we get I will.
Okay.
Okay, I can update this, right?
Yeah. 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 Of course.
Okay, I will do
You know,
that.
generated with ChatGPT.
I will do that. I'll do that. But I know I've explained input statement even before now before, and I know you're familiar with that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
All right, so yeah, so look at this now, right? Remember, okay, let me do the possible scenarios that you talked about. Let's quick. Okay, I said we'll still work on that. No, don't worry, we'll come to that. Let's not spend time on that. Just remind me when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remind me when we get there. So if you remember, I want to
Mm-hmm.
show you. I want to show you the difference between this and just printing out item. What's the difference between this and this? So look at this now. Look at the first one. You see, it gives me a tuple of each of the item in the dictionary, key
Yeah.
value pair, but as a tuple, right?
Mm-hmm.
But by stating it directly that I want the name and the key and the value, I can now manipulate the key and the value.
Yeah.
See this now. So this is a default output.
Response.
This is a default output. Then this is me now manipulating that default output.
Okay.
So I can do more with this than I can do with this. So
Mhm.
by stating it,
So for key value in person,
yes, for
dot
key value in
items
person dot items, print the key, print the value.
value. Okay. Okay. Before you
For,
only get a tuple from the item in items.
exactly,
And then you have to iterate over that tuple again if you want to be able to access it like that.
exactly, exactly. But this I can easily extract the key, extract the value, and then do whatever I want to do with this key and value,
Okay.
which we'll come to. But this is just how you um, loop through a dictionary.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is clear, right?
Yeah, that's clear.
We'll come to this definitely. There is more to this dictionaries.
Yeah, because that dictionary is used a lot
Yes,
in data science and all stuff. So one need to get it very well.
there's more to it. All right. Next is the while loops.
How
I
many
believe
type of loop? How many type of loops we have in Python?
it's for a while loop.
Only, not like in
Yes.
JavaScript where they have
There are for
so
each
many.
and for they are
Mm,
for each.
mhm.
I think, in JavaScript they use the for each to iterate through things like lists,
Okay.
arrays.
Okay.
I don't think you can use your normal loop to iterate arrays.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
So I
So
think Python just combine everything together.
everything together, yes. That is one thing. All right. So for the while loops, so you use it when you don't know exactly how many times, but have a condition, right? So I have a game, and obviously you don't want your game to stop whenever maybe a player loses. You want to give them the option to start again over and over until they decide they want to end the game, right?
Okay.
In fact, in game development, while loops are used a lot in game development, right? Because you don't want the game to just be stopping, and you want the player to decide when the game stops, not you, the developer. Right, so that is basically where the while loop comes in play. I believe you already know more about the while loop, Sha. But let's
Just
just
we just assume I don't know. Because when you just learn something on the top, but you don't really understand the basics, it's not good.
yeah. All right, so let's do this, right? So I have a number, count is equals to 0,
Mhm.
right? Okay, let's say this is a counter, small counter app.
Mm.
What should I do? What I'm looking for a real life application that we can use the while loop for.
I know Jerry used to use a
Coffee.
coffee machine and boiler. So if you There's water. As long as there's water, make coffee.
Mm, but I want to something I can apply code with.
Yeah. Okay. White
Okay,
age is less than 18,
uh,
do
okay.
something.
You know what? Okay, I would let's let me work with this. Then I will use that coffee application, right? But let's walk through this first. Then we use what we've learned here to walk through that coffee application. I just thought of something. All right, so this is a counter variable. So basically, I want to I want to count. I have a number from 1 to 5
Mhm.
to 5. 1 to 5, right? I
Yeah.
want to count what is the total from 1 to 5. That is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. What's the total?
Yeah.
Exactly. So for me to do that, I want to use a while loop. So I put out an initial. They call this a flag statement. Like it's a flag statement, right?
What is
I'm saying that
why is it a flag statement?
yeah, it's basically like a reference statement. We are
Okay.
referencing it for our while loop. Just like when you said when you do
Mm-hmm.
while true. So everything is referencing this.
That's true.
The moment this condition is no longer met again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything stops.
Okay.
So while count is less than 5. So while this is less than 5, right? As long as it's less than 5, do this, do this. As long as less than 5, do this, do this. So the first thing is let's go through it one by one. Now we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now remember the first condition is while 0. Okay, the first condition, okay, while count. You know that all this is count too. 0 to 5 is count, right?
Mhm.
Good. Now while 0, that's the first one, is less than 5, we will print what? Counting, and then
Continue. 0,
yes, we'll put counting, then 0. It will print out counting, then 0.
0, and then
Then
we'll say
it will now add
L
1.
to
It will now
0.
add 1 to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now counting becomes what? 1. That
Done
is 0
1.
plus 1. Counting becomes 1. Is it not?
Then you take go again.
It goes again. Is 1 less than 5? Yes, it's less than
Yes.
5. It says counting 1.
1,
1 plus 1 is 2.
2. Then go again.
Is 2 less than 5? Yes. Right? The same thing. Counting 1, it goes to 3. Like that till we
Okay.
get 5. Right?
Okay. That when you get to 5, say is 5 less than 5? No. Then it
No,
stops.
it just stops.
Then it
Now,
doesn't do count plus 1 anymore.
it doesn't do that anymore. Now, can you, if we're using a for loop, because this is a while loop, right? We can do the same thing with for loop. What do we use based on what we've learned so far?
You want to say for loops, right? So
Because
we have to create count into a list or something.
okay,
uh, because we
but
have to iterate over them, right?
let's run this because basically you will get this as your output if you run this code. Counting
Yeah.
0, counting
Yeah.
1, counting 2, counting 3, counting 4,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Without the stop condition, which is the if you don't add count plus equal to 1, we just continue to run forever. Correct?
Actually, yes. Hold on. Yes, it will. It will be giving you zero 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 zero
Mhm.
zero.
Because
And
nothing is stopping you.
yes, let's see. See.
Yeah. You have to delete that now. What did you use to stop?
Control C.
Control
C.
Control C? The end
Yes.
C?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was asking about the for loop. So what we can use for the for loop is actually the range function, if you remember.
Mhm.
So we can say 0 to 5 print. We can even decide to do this for, let's say, let me just use count.
So we are looping over the range.
Yes.
So range is another iterable thing, right? So number 5 iterable item is range.
So you see the same thing, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Let me comment this out. The same thing. See?
Okay. Okay.
So this is using the for loop, the range
Mm-hmm.
function. This using the while loop. So this is easier and shorter.
4 is shorter, right?
For is shorter, yes.
Yeah, 4 exactly because you know when to stop. But when you don't know when to stop, it will not be possible.
Yes. Like they said, yes, when you don't know how many times.
You have to go.
Because this I know that I want to end around this. It should not go beyond this.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically this is a simple basic condition.
Mm-hmm.
A basic use case for while loop. Now I wanted us to do that um, coffee you talked about.
Okay.
So let's say the normal volume for a coffee machine is
What time is your supper?
huh?
Not you.
Okay,
You have
coffee
to be there
machine.
at 9:45. Go on. I thought it's 10:15. The game is at 10:15 or what? Sorry,
I think 10.
10.
I don't know.
Okay. Go and eat your food and get cereal. I'm with you. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I'm
Mhm.
I'm just saying. Let's say our coffee machine is what? How do you guys measure volume over there? What metric do you use? Unit of
Um,
measurement.
ounces. Just use anything. It's fine.
Okay, so
If that
we
makes
use
sense.
we use cm cube, right, or meter cube,
Okay.
or
Uh-huh.
liters. We use
Just use
liters
liter.
mostly. Yeah,
Liter.
we use
Yeah,
liters.
use liter.
So let's say our coffee machine is 50 liters too much. Let's say 5 liters, right?
Yeah.
5 liters, and we want the situation where whenever it's below 2.5 liters, we want to refill it,
Okay.
right? Automatically. So we can do a while loop. While how do we do this? While coffee machine
Mhm.
is greater than mm, 2, right? As long as it's greater than 2, what do you want to do? Will this work? I'm just thinking of the logic now. Because what the situation where whenever it's less than 2 liters, we want to refill it back to 5 liters. Why coffee machine is Okay, okay, hold on. I think I'm getting it now. Lord, I keep counting my blessings. Mhm. The more that I look into this. So let's assume it's 10 liters, the coffee machine, right? Right? Are you with me? Are you still with me?
I'm with you. I didn't know I'm with myself.
Okay, okay. So I'm assuming the coffee machine is 10 liters, right? So we are
Mhm.
saying that as long as it's um once it's below 5 liters, once
Mhm.
it's once it's around 5 liters, we want to fill it up to 10 liters. So I'm trying to understand the logic I will use here.
But then you say why coffee machine is greater than 10 liter? It has to be
No,
less
no,
than.
yes, I want to. Yes, I've changed it. I'm just doing white coffee machine. I'm not even doing anything. You know what this means, right? White coffee machine.
Yeah. Why coffee machine? That means why something is in it.
Let's put a value because
That
this
is
just
true.
yes, exactly. So let me give it a value. While it's less than 5.
It will print 5 times.
I'm just working it off the top of my head. I've not really thought this
Yeah.
through. Coffee.
Coffee machine is equal to 5. That means that's the size, right?
Yes.
Why less than 5? Then add one.
I want to add. So this is a coffee machine. The coffee itself is
Uh-huh.
0, right? So whenever the coffee is less than 5, I want to start
Then
adding
yeah,
coffee
there will be
to the
coffee
machine.
plus one.
Yes, exactly. So let's see. Let's try that. So where coffee machine is less than 5, right? We'll say coffee plus or equals to 1. I explained this, right? What
Mhm.
this means.
So basically, it's going to be coffee plus one.
Yes. Hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll do for 5 times.
Let's
No,
split
I think it should be the other way around, isn't it?
I just forgot.
the other way around.
Like print before coffee. What do you think? I don't remember. Run it and see. It's just print zero. It's
Let
returning
me.
zero.
Yes.
Because it's printing, because that print coffee is not applicable to the while loop.
Yeah.
That's why it's printing zero.
Well, why is this? What is
It has to be before the coffee plus one.
something else is printing out? Something else is printing out.
So it's printing the for loop or the while
Yes,
loop
I'm
above.
I'm trying to see. Let me try
Comment
again.
down.
This is not even printing out. Why coffee is less than 5, but coffee is not less than 5, so it won't work.
Mhm.
So why coffee is less than 10. So white coffee is less than 10.
And coffee is zero. So coffee, the white coffee machine is less than 10. Coffee machine is not less than 10.
Actually, so white coffee is less than 10 because we are putting this coffee into the coffee machine.
Mhm.
So as long as this is less than 10, we have to keep on adding coffee. I don't know if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Mhm. So the coffee cup is empty. So we need to add
Yes,
more coffee.
exactly. So the coffee machine is 10 liters, right?
But
Right
we
now,
don't even need that. When the coffee is zero or
mm,
one or nine,
mm,
just add one to it.
add one to it. But let's see this. So one, two,
Yeah.
three, four. So it's
Okay.
filled
Yeah.
back, filled back up.
Yeah. No.
So
Okay.
if here is five,
Take off your
it will,
shirt.
it will start from 5 to 10.
Yeah.
See, six, seven, eight,
Yeah.
nine, 10.
Yeah.
So let's assume it's 8 liters. It will just start from 8 liters
And
and
to
9,
10.
10. See?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's end in a few minutes.
Okay, you soon want to go
Yeah.
somewhere, right?
I have to take my son to soccer.
Okay. So yeah, that is. I think we are done with the major things.
I
If we are
think,
done with
yeah.
major things, the last thing is just break statement, continue, and pass statement. And I believe we've
What does pass do? Does nothing, just
just
a
not just a
placeholder.
placeholder. Yes. So
Continue,
let's
skip the
let's
rest
say
of
I want to
the
do for
break. I see the loop entirely. Statement. What does statement?
no no
Statement
this
is
is
the
no no
print part.
this is just no I'm just saying the statement and what it does. So these are
Okay.
statements. This is what they do. Don't
Okay,
mind,
okay.
don't mind this.
Okay, just a table.
Yes. So the break statement, I believe we've used this break statement repeatedly
Many
at
them,
some
yeah.
point.
Mhm.
Continuous statement, I've explained continuous statement.
Yeah, continue basically. Skip
It's
that particular part and then continue with the rest.
exactly. Then I've explained, okay, pass. Pass is nothing. It's just exactly look at this now. For I in range 5, I just put pass. Because let me show you something. If I don't put this pass now, there'll be an error. Something should be happening here.
You have to because you have to run something.
Hmm. Something should be it's not showing me an error. Okay, that's strange. It's supposed to throw an error.
Yeah, because there's no code block to run.
Yes, there's no code block to run exactly. But this pass just basically say, hold on, I'll come back to this. You understand? It does nothing really. It's
Mhm.
just a placeholder. Just a placeholder. So that this is basically it for week one and just week one. Ah, we are seeing week one, man. Uh
We have to run. We have to run. Right. So here's what I'm thinking. I think we should maybe on Saturday do like
mhm.
two classes. Do the
Okay.
first in the morning. Maybe when I come back from soccer, you do maybe another 2 hours again.
And now what time would that be?
Um, these guys called soccer is gonna be like let me see now. It starts at 10
Hmm.
and we are 9 now. So maybe I should be back like 12:30.
Okay.
Hmm.
That is around
So
that
12:30
is
my time plus 5 hours. That would be like 4, 5
for,
p.m.
I have church program to attend in the evening. That's what I'm asking.
So, but what time do you come
You
back?
know, it's late at night. That Thursday is
What
okay
time?
with me. I that
But
instead of doing my
but
issue with the Thursday, right?
hmm.
What happened the last time, like I explained. I've opened my VS codes.
And then
I
you
was
slept.
I was awake, like I was here around 10. I was on my system.
And so here is what we should do. Let's do two class on Saturday. One in
Mm,
the in the middle morning like this for you
mm,
or middle afternoon, and then one late at night. So that even if you slept off, right, we can wake you up and then you'll still be fine. You will not be struggling too much, right? You get what I mean? It's
mm,
still, Sunday is still a buffer for you to kind of like survive. But if it's during the week,
mm.
it might not work very well. So that's what I'm thinking. So let's try. Should we try it today?
Today,
What time do you get back
you know
from
what?
church?
In the evening, around 8 9 p.m.
And then you need to eat. You need to settle
Uh,
down.
I really want to try that Thursday because this last one was. Let's try the Thursday. I don't trust my Saturday like
But we
that.
are
This
slow.
morning,
Normally we're supposed to be doing 3 classes a
a
week.
week, yes, we
So,
plan the
so
Sunday
with
too,
the pace we are going now, we are just one class a week.
a week.
And even that one class self,
We don't complete
we,
it.
yeah, look at that, I'm breaking in the flow now.
Yes.
So,
So I get what you're saying. Let's try that Thursday this week. Let's try that Thursday this week.
and then another thing we could do is that you could check with me. Say, for example, you have some time, I'm talking about weekend.
Mm,
Let's say you suddenly feel free and then you can message me and say, hey, can we do practice? Like we did,
okay.
so like the class work that we did in this class today, we could have been
Yeah.
doing it in a practice session or something. And
Okay.
then we will have teaching section separate from practice session,
Yeah.
you know.
And
Yeah.
also during the week, right? During the week, if I know you have talked about practices for your kids, but if you be chanced during the week at any point in time, also let me know too. From
My
Monday to
week is fixed.
okay for you. Okay.
Monday, Tuesday. Before I get home, you will have slept.
Okay.
It's that
Oh,
complicated.
okay.
Monday, I get home, I'm picking kids, soccer practice.
Mm,
Tuesday, uh, lesson. Wednesday, soccer practice. So Thursday is the only time I don't go anything. Friday, in fact, there are two things: soccer practice, then uh, Bible class.
hmm.
So is that kind of like complicated? So I think Thursday we have to maximize it. Thursday and Saturday.
It's fine. I will
Yeah.
just what happened last time won't happen again. I will make sure of that.
Yeah, I understand. Don't worry. Just let's try to find. So what I'm thinking is that if you have a weekend where, for example, you have time, let's just do as much as we can.
We can, yeah.
You understand? Even if there's a Sunday, for example, things are kind of less busy. You have 1 hour here and there. You can say, "Hey,
Mm,
are you free?"
mm,
You know that kind
mm,
of thing.
mm,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think let's do it that way. The more we kind of can communicate and then find the right time, then we can keep on moving.
yeah. I do.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Mhm.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, and then we catch up Thursday. Send me the note and like a classwork or something. I mean, or homework or something.
Okay. That's fine. I'll
Thank
do
you.
that. Yeah.
Take care.
All. Yeah. Also, it's just want to remind you that it's we are done with month one.
Yeah. I see though. I'm trying to think of how to, because now with the way it's going, we're going to be
Mm,
having a lot of months, right?
mm,
Before we finish.
okay.
So I see I wanted to have that discussion, like, so how do I pay now? Do you understand, right? Or
Mm,
let's just try to fix it. So I will go ahead, but let's fix it. You
okay.
get my point, right? Mm.
I do. I do.
Okay, so no problem.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
You too.
Mm. All right.